Hey Jayden, good morning. Mic check,
Good
mic
morning.
check. Say hello.
Hello.
Alright. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's get a good round today, okay buddy?
And welcome to another episode of Jayden's Road to the PGA Tour. Today we're at the lakes at El Segundo, par 29, adjusted 31 for Jayden's age, and about 1,340 yards. Here we have the first hole, par 3, playing about 102 yards. On this particular morning, we did not practice. Jayden usually likes to warm up before we hit the round. And usually with those rounds, usually takes a little bit of time for him to start get going. But here he is with a 6-iron on the first hole. As you can see, it starts off right and has a nice draw to the shot and lands right in the middle of the green.
Jayden, end that up from 102. We'll see how well he does with his putt.
Jayden recently had a lesson with a new coach, strictly putting coach, and so he has a whole new routine to his putting routine, and how he sets up for his putt, and how he lines up. And like I said, we played in the morning, and so the greens are a little bit slow, but Jayden definitely has difficulty with his distance control, especially on his long putts, as you can see there. Has a nice little second putt for par here, but just misses it. And now he has just a tap in for bogey. Starts off the round with a +1. Hole number 2, par 3, 95 yards. This hole is particularly playing short today, just given the fact that the tee box was being fixed, and so this particular hole, Jayden and I were going back and forth as far as if he should hit a pitching wedge or a 9-iron, and we decided to have him hit a 9-iron, maybe like a 3/4 9-iron. Fortunately, he really gets it and hits it left here into the bunker, as you can see here, for a second shot. Not a great shot, but he's still in the green, and we always practice and preach that at all costs just get the ball on the green. Sets himself up for a par putt, really long par putt. As you can see, he goes into his routine again, lines it up, and a little bit uphill putt going left to right, and just leaves it short again. Lines up his putt for bogey here. You can see he doesn't have a good read to it. As you can see, the ball does not break as much as he thought it would. Has a double bogey coming back, probably about a little bit more than a 3-foot putt here. You can see it starts to line up for his putt here, and he just misses it right. Not too sure if he really read that putt correctly there. Now he has a nice little comebacker again for +3, which results in a 4 putt on the second hole. And there he is with a total of +4 and +3 on that particular hole. Hole number 3 kind of sets that up with a par 3 and adjusted to a par 4 for Jayden's age at 9 years old. This is a really short par 4 for him at 175. Jayden's just really getting used to hitting this driver that we just got him, so he's probably only been hitting it for about a week and a half at this time, and so he really feels like he could really get on the green with this new driver. Hits a nice driver, kind of gets upset thinking he should have got on the green. But he got all of that. Fortunately, kind of ends up about 10 yards short of the green here, so sets himself up for a chip here for a second shot and almost makes it in. So he has he has a tap in here for 3. As you can see, he's gonna look back here and he's gonna ask me if it's good, and I tell him it's good. As he doesn't have the putter, so you can just mess around with his sand, but we'll just give that to him. So he's +4 and adjusted as a +3 there, as he ends up with a 3 on hole number 3. Hole number 4, it's a par 4, par 5 adjusted for Jayden's age. It's about 270. Uphill. As you can see the fairway here, it's really slanting from left to right, and so Jayden knows on this particular hole we need to really aim on the left side of the fairway, as all the balls, no matter what, they all kind of drift over to the right and end up in the rough. So as you can see, he takes a really hard line left, unfortunately hits it left, doesn't get really all of it, ends up kind of short here with his drive, and so ends up in the rough, doesn't have a really clear shot, so we decided to hit his 5 hybrid here out of the rough just to get it back into fairway. So it probably kind of hits it about 80 or 90 yards here. It's a pretty good shot given the fact that the ball is kind of below his feet and in the rough. It's a decent shot here. And like I said, everything kind of funnels over to the right, so as you can see, kind of funneled there to the rough here. Sets him up for his 3rd shot. Just about, I would say, about 60 yards away, so really having him hit like a half sandwich here. Unfortunately, he gets a lot of the grass here, hits it fat, ends up short. So this is his 4th shot now, with a little bit of a chip to the green again. Didn't hit it as well as his last chip, and so now sets him up for a putt here for 5. This putt is a little bit right to left. I believe it's about maybe an 18-foot putt. As you can see, it's a little bit right to left here. Let's see how Jayden does for his 5th shot, which will be a par on an adjusted basis for him. Hits the ball with some good pace. Leaves himself a little bit of work to do. Probably, I would say, 2.5 putt, 2.5 feet putt here left. 4-6 now. And there he gets it in for 6. +6, +4 on an adjusted basis going into the 5th hole. This hole is playing short also, as the tee box behind us is being worked on, and so This shot is about 65 yards downhill, so Jayden could hit a sand wedge. But in this particular shot, we just had him hit like a little baby pitching wedge. Upset at the fact that he didn't get it a little bit closer, because it leaves himself with a really long putt here for birdie. It's about a 20-foot putt, and breaking left to right, downhill. So let's see how well he does with this putt. Lets it roll and gives it a good roll and gets it for birdie. Gotta love the fist pump there. Kind of has a big smile to his face, and now he's at +5 and +3 in adjusted par for him. So nice birdie there going into the 6th hole. As you can see, this hole, lots of geese at the Segundo Lakes right in front of you, along with bunkers surrounding the front of the green. This particular hole is a little bit center. Jayden has actually a good shot here. Unfortunately, it kind of hits a little bit of the back end of one of the bunkers and just doesn't have a great bounce to it, and just kind of ends up off the green here. It scoots it off. Has a little putt here for birdie, and this putt just gets away from him. It's going downhill, didn't have the right lie on it, and now he has a putt for par. It's probably a 7-foot putt for par here. Just misses it. As you can see, it was really going to go from left to right. It just didn't really read the putt correctly, but ends up with a bogey there on hole number 6. Hole number 7, par 3. Jayden's hitting probably a 9-iron here, probably 97 yards, I believe, to the hole. It ends up to the left, and so has a long, really chip for a second shot here. And so Jayden has a pitching wedge here, and so usually anytime he has a lot of green to work with, we usually have him chip with the pitching wedge. And fortunately, this ball really just kind of breaks down to the water, and so it kind of ends up a little bit off the green here. And we're both looking at this putt, thinking that he really needs to make this putt for par. I'm showing him a break and where to aim. So we'll see what he does here for par. Has a good roll, it just ends up a little bit short, a little bit right. Has himself a little tap in for bogey here, and that kind of brings him to +7 and adjusted +5 for his age. Here we have hole number 8, a par 3, 100 yards. Here we're having him hit a 7-iron. Thinking he probably hits his 7-iron 95 yards, and he could probably just let it roll up right into the hole. Maybe didn't catch it as clean as we would like, and so it ends up a little bit short, but definitely had a good shot straight to the hole here. Has another chip here for a second shot. Just doesn't hit it enough really just to get to the hole itself. Leaves him a little bit of a putt here, maybe like an 8-foot putt for him, for his par, and it just really breaks right and skids away with him there. Next shot for bogey. He steps back, make sure that he looks at the break. And here he goes. And he pushes it right. So now for his double bogey. Oh no, and he misses it. As you can see, I was a little bit frustrated myself here. So we're talking about the putt, making sure that he lines it up, making sure that he goes through the motions as his coach was teaching him. Fortunately gets a +3 there, ends up with a +8. Here, this is a par 4, hole number 9, last hole of the day, and he just rips this drive down the middle. Unfortunately, I didn't get a second shot. Second shot was about 100 yards away, and we have him hit a 6 iron because it was in the back of the green, and that was his third shot there. So now he has about a little 5-foot putt here for 4, which would be par for him, and end the round at a +8 adjusted and a +10, and he sinks it, and he does end up that way. So has a nice par there to end the day. Nice one putt, +10 and +8 on an adjusted basis for Jayden. Thanks for watching.